Yeah, hello everyone. So I have chosen the theme of ideal ride hailing for this particular hackathon, and I have come up with a solution that is in the form of a mobile app that I'm just gonna show you in this demo. But before actually going to the mobile app, like I would like to run you down for a few seconds with the backend, like just an overview, so that you have an idea about what exactly is going on. Just let me just start my server pretty quick. Yeah, so my server has started. So just to start with, like if we go to the models, uh, like we basically have three models overall. The first one is the driver model, so it has all the driver related details, like what is his name, what is his gender, his phone number, his driving license, the automobile number, the password, the profile picture, solved for hashing, and a QR write status. So basically, there are two statuses for the QR that is associated with the driver. One is active and one is inactive. Whenever it is active, a person can walk up to that cab and scan that QR and just take the ride. If it's inactive, he won't be allowed to scan that QR at all, and the flow for the user side of things won't go ahead. And just like the driver's model, I also have the user's model. So here we have all the details for the user. Whoever would sign up to the portal to hail a ride, those particular details are being stored here. And to link both of these together, the user and the driver, I have a third model, which is the trips model. So here we have the pickup point, drop point, the coordinate, latitude, longitude location, so that if needed, like the driver can just navigate it through the maps app. Now this driver ID is the key which links the trip to the driver model. Dump of the user details, the driver details, and OTP to start the ride, the trip fare, and trip status. Now, like for this particular project, I don't have an algorithm to calculate the trip fare very accurately. So, what I have done is I am just using a random function to generate the amount for the trip. So this was all about the backend. The only thing that I want to show you for the backend is like how exactly the QR for a particular driver is generated. So I have Postman open here, and as I have the server running, so I'll just show you one example so that you are clear about how the QR is generated. Like I'll create a new driver profile. So let's say his name is uh, anything, Arjun, for example. He's a male. His phone number is 987654567 for example. His email ID is arjun@gmail.com. Password is okay. Here we'll just change the number of the automobile. Driving license also we'll give code 123, and by default the QR write status is inactive. So let's create. So this API was executed and we get a message saying that this particular driver was saved to the database and this is his driver ID. So we copy this. Now we go to the generate QR screen. Now this is an API where we just send the driver ID, and the driver ID itself is just encrypted inside the QR. So let's go ahead and click on send. So now it says that like it just took 40 milliseconds to create the QR, and it says that QR is generated. So let's go to the repo here and we can see that this new file is now created. And if I click on it, you will be able to see that a QR has been generated. So this particular QR is for the driver Arjun. And like for example, if we also go, I also have an admin dashboard to see how things are going on in the database. Like I am not manually going into the database and checking. So for example, if I go to drivers here, we'll be able to see that a new user called Arjun has been created with whatever details that were given. we had created this. So this was all about the backend. Now let's switch to the front end and see the front end demo. So let's get started with the front end demo. So for the front end demo, like what I have in place is a React Native app which can run both on iOS devices and Android devices. So what I'm gonna do right now is that this app is running on a software called Expo, through which I would be wirelessly be able to run this app on my mobile phone. So what I'll be doing is I'll be sharing my mobile screen and we'll be going through the app screen by screen. So let me just start. Let me try sharing my mobile screen. So yeah, I think now my screen is visible. So now let's go to the Expo app at first. So we have have it in the recently opened applications. It's loading the app. Okay, we are able to see the splash screen. So now we are greeted by a page which tells us to choose the flow that we would actually want to see. So it's asking like, are you a passenger or a driver? You can change this mode later on. So right now we'll go ahead and try to book a instant ride using the passenger flow. I click on passenger. So I'm navigated to the login screen. So here, like I had already showed you before in the backend demo, my account is already created. But what I'll do is I'll intentionally give a wrong number. 4295. My number is 96. So it says that ID with phone number does not exist. Okay. So now we give the actual ID. Click on next. Okay, so now we are redirected to the dashboard. So here if we see, we have a lot of options. We have a from, to, offer your fare, option and comments, and then we can choose the type of vehicle that we want and then find a driver. But what I actually want to show is the instant ride flow. So now like currently I just want to take an instant ride. So let's imagine that I saw a movie, I came out of the mall, and now I want to book an instant ride and go back home. So I click on instant ride. So it shows me a pop-up that says, thanks for choosing this option. Choosing to walk to your cab not only saves money but benefits the environment and adds a healthy dose of daily activity. Click on continue. Okay, so my nearest ride is now found. So this is actually a dummy page. I did not give the navigation or anything like that. So something like this would come up. So like for example, for my particular use case, it says that I am 5 minutes away from the cab. So I need to walk there. So here the map would be interactive and I would be able to locate the location of the cab exactly on the map, and then I would be able to just walk towards the cab. So now it says that I have 5 minutes, that it will take me 5 minutes to reach my cab. So meanwhile I have another option here. For example, if you want to share this particular ride details with someone, you can click on this button and initiate that flow. And the other button is the scan QR button. So once you have reached the location, we can go ahead and click the scan QR option. So now what I have done is I have a printout with me which has a dummy QR ready with it. So we'll go ahead and try to scan it. So yeah, we are in. It has successfully scanned the QR. So now it shows us at first that the rider details, it shows like the name is Venkat, the cab number is this, and like if you tally, that's exactly what is stored in the QR. I've also written it on the page so that you can match it out later. So here it says that from, I say I want to go from Nexus Mall, I want to go to say Electronic City. Offer your fare, so the faring is not included in this. Now for example, I just gave a dummy example of 250. If I want to give any comments, I can give a comment if needed. And now there is an option which says start trip. So now I go ahead and click on the start trip button. So it says that the trip request has been initiated and ride is booked successfully. So now I, as a user, right now I am in the cab I have scanned the QR, I have updated the location where I want to go, and now let's switch to the driver flow and check out what is going on there. I kill this, I open the Expo app again, click on inMotion. Now we go and check out the driver flow. So now here we say I have had a couple of drivers logged in, but now currently I am logging in with the driver whose QR I just scanned, 986543222. Yeah, so now we are inside the dashboard for the cab driver. So the name of the cab driver is Venkat. That's what we had booked as a user. So here a couple of things are happening. Here we have a dashboard, and here we have a QR status. So right now the current QR state is active. So if I want, I can even turn it off. I can disable it. And inside the dashboard we see that for today Venkat has not done any rides, but he has an incoming request for 212 rupees. Trip, the name of the trip is Trip with Kirat, that is myself. Pickup is Nexus Mall, exactly what I had entered there, and destination is Electronic City. So now I as a driver start the trip. So it says alert, ride has been started. So now what I can do is I can either, if I want I can navigate to the destination, which is somewhere in Electronic City. So the navigate button would just go to Google Apps and navigate it for the ride. And now let's imagine that the ride has been successfully done and we have reached the location in Electronic City. So now we go ahead and click on end trip. So it says that the ride has been ended. So as now we can see, the stats for today card view got updated. So Venkat has successfully done one ride today and he has earned 212 rupees. Incoming requests, there are no new ride request, so that request also got finished up automatically. And in the my rides column we can see that he has finished one ride with Kirat. Now let's go ahead and do one more thing. Let's disable the QR code and see how things go. So now the particular QR code is inactive. Like let's imagine like Venkat is very tired and he wants to take a half an hour break. So he has gone ahead and just disabled his QR. So his current state is inactive. So let's go ahead and log out. Now let's try to log in again as a user. 5621426. Okay, let's go to the instant ride. It gives us an acknowledgement again. Again, it shows us that this is where we found the ride. Now, for example, I somehow came and I tried scanning the QR of Venkat. So let's try scanning the QR for Venkat again. So now it says that KA12345667 is not accepting rides right by QR right now. So now even if someone goes and scans his QR, they won't be able to take the ride anymore. Let's try scanning it again. So same thing. So this is the whole flow. Now let's do one thing. Let's go to the backend and try just making it as active again. Not Arjun, sorry. It was Venkat. Let's try to edit this. Make the QR status as active. I just want to show that how the flow is from the technology point of view. So in the DB, if it's active, so if I go ahead and try to scan it again, let me just share my mobile screen again. Yeah, so try to go and scan it again. So now again we are inside and we are able to book the trip. So this is the whole flow that I just wanted to demo. I am hopeful that you would have got the flow that I wanted to show. But if there are any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and I would be happy to answer the doubts or feedback or whatever you have. Thank you so much for your time.